let's talk about Amazon.
Yeah.
Why is Amazon consistently making big moves, but the stock doesn't reflect it? Like the stock is never really going skyrocketed. It's not going up 50%. It's not keeping track with Apple or Microsoft. Like, why has Amazon underperformed relative to the other big tech companies?
Well, my question would be, have they underperformed, or are they just in the range where they should be for a normal stock that is a Fortune 5 company that is not overinflated? I think we all can agree, as great as NVIDIA is, to go up 11x in 4 years is a feat that many companies won't do again. So I think it's performed incredibly well. Like, especially from where it was. It's one of the top retirement picks in Stock Club. I think that people want extraordinary gains, but then when we have extraordinary drawdown, they don't want that part of it. Amazon's Tim Duncan give me a solid 22 and 12 and 4 blocks in the finals. It may not be the spectacular 50-point nights that maybe a Carmelo can put up, but I like when a company can consistently print gains and then have little drawdown. I think we all can be very clear in the retail space. They run the retail space, getting more exposure in India, which is the market I think that is going to be most important in the next 2 decades. I think they've done incredibly well. Great question, but sometimes a safe stock doesn't look exciting when other things are going parabolic, but when those stocks or meme coins go parabolic, do they last for long?
Yeah, Amazon is my favorite company. And I think for all the points you said, and then I'll add a few additional ones. Unlike an NVIDIA, when you hear something about Blackwell, you can see momentum move in a positive direction.
Yep.
When Amazon makes an announcement, it necessarily doesn't move with the announcement.
Yep.
Right? The announcement sometimes and the gains are probably baked in. And so you'll see slow movement. But if you look at it over this past 5 years, it's gone up 87%. So that's nearly 100% return since the pandemic. This year, it's up 20%. So these are like really
20%. Not to cut you off. 20% is a home run in a year.
20%
is 8 to 12%. 20 is over delivering
for a company with the market cap and the size that it has. I mean, it's ridiculous. It had. I mean, the premium valuation is one of those reasons. It's already valued high, right? So when you have a premium stock, most people look at like how much higher can it go? How much higher can it go? And so that plays a part in it. And then what we saw from their earnings report last 2 weeks ago, when we talked about the heavy reinvestment. And so they've invested in infrastructure. That's the reason why you now can have your products in the same day. They've invested in AI, and we talked about that when CapEx was increased by 43%. So they're innovating. They're still making money, right? And you're going to love this because you love talking about gross profit margin. Here's the last 4 quarters, their gross profit margin. In June of 23, 16%. In September of 23, 17.15%. In December of 23, 17.25%. March of this year, 19.5%. And June of this year, they just reported another 19.25%. And so you're seeing they're making more money. They're figuring out ways to make more profit from the products and services that they had as they've added more businesses. We've already talked about their moat in the e-commerce space and how they enter spaces, not just to say we want to be a part of it, but to completely dominate and take over them. Yeah, I love Amazon.
One of the greatest CEOs of all time.
That was the last point I was going to make. We can't discount the fact that they've changed CEOs. And they've had a stock split within the past 4 or 5 years. And so sometimes that takes change, right? Like, who is Jassy going to be as a CEO? Who is he going to be as a leader of the company? I'd say he's done pretty well. I love Amazon, not even just for the short term, but for a long-term perspective. It's something that it's going to stay in my portfolio, and I don't see why it wouldn't be anybody else's.
Yeah.
For sure.
State your case.
20% is an amazing return for a company that size that has the entire world on their back and trying to copy and eat away at their gains. Like if I would have told you 8 years ago Amazon would be outpacing Walmart as a safety stock, you would have said that was crazy. They've performed incredibly well. Enjoy stable gains.
Yeah, we got to appreciate that. I'm looking at now, Apple is up year to date is up 17%. So it's actually
That's my
outperforming.
baby.
And we, I mean, everybody, we talk about two
With less turbulence and more innovation. Apple, this iPhone 16, I better be able to call Kai Cenat on a damn spaceship. Don't re-rock the same 15 Pro and tell me you put 3 more megapixels in it. I'm gonna go in here and go off. Please innovate.
More megapixels, more 8K.